Hello, I thought I would share my impressions of this little guy, Spyderco Schempp Bowie, a knife which most people either don't really know or just looked over it because it looks weird, and it is probably a little bit of a weird of a knife. But this is the one coming from apparently new batch. These were not available for quite a long time, and I had a chance to handle one of these maybe half a year ago and was impressed by it. And even though it's not necessarily the most practical knife in the Spyderco lineup, it's very unique, and I thought, okay, I am going to finally get one for myself and use it, because most people have these in a collection somewhere. You will not hear much about how they cut, how they work, whether they are usable or whether they are just vitrine pieces. So what I noticed once I got this new one is that, contrary to the previous versions where all edges were absolutely cutting sharp, here now all internal edges on the lock bar, on the frame, here on both ones, also on the back, also the hole and the spine have been very gently rounded. It's not like there is a huge radius, but you can see the reflections of the rounding or chamfering, maybe microscopic chamfering, and it makes huge difference in hand. The previous knife, you had the impression that you push too hard along the spine and you will cut yourself. I mean, you wouldn't, but it didn't feel very nice. So that's a considerable improvement. What the knife still has is, when it comes out of the box, it's a bit of a lock stick. It's not terrible, but it's already improved. I played it for a few moments, but it's there. It's been mentioned also, I think, by Nick Shabazz in his review a couple of years ago. So that's kind of a feature of the knife, but yeah, to me it's not a deal breaker. To anyone who is wondering about the size, the blade is actually pretty long. It's the same length as Native Chief, even though the handle is shorter. The knife is slightly heavier. Compared to knife like PM2, which has of course shorter blade, but then the handle length is somewhat closer. To me, this knife is just simply very attractive, and I think it can be very usable for EDC purposes. It's not a heavy use knife. This would not replace my PM2 in my workshop or so, but I just kind of seem to have a soft spot for designs, for the designs by Schempp, because I also got this crazy thick and heavy with fantastic ergonomics, tough, and I'm wondering whether I should take just these two knives to a vacation and just use those at my EDC knives or around the cottage and stuff like that, and really have my fun, because this knife in hand is awesome, and it's again not a mainstream design, but there are some really nice details about it, apart from the spotless fit and finish from Taichung. And the same to me goes for this guy. This guy is much more usable than it looks. It looks kind of weird. What is this thing there for? Of course, it's just a design, but it's not as much in the way as one could think. And if I manage to get enough use out of these guys over the next couple of weeks in the vacation, I might make a proper video, proper review, just to give you an idea whether these knives are just for show or actually for use, which is what I'm interested in. I like the designs, but I need to see these knives can be actually used and there is a point in using them, not just making your life complicated because you just want to force yourself to use them. So let's see, maybe in a couple of weeks I have an actual user experience review to this knife, because I'm not aware of any such a review until today. Thank you for watching.